Hey y'all, it's been a minute. Or months. Like 6 months at least. Anywho, it's my favorite time of the year. It's wrap up season. I get my Spotify wrapped. I go through Goodreads and look at all my 5-star reads. It's just my favorite time of year to see what happened throughout 2023. Last year, I think it was last year, I did a video with all my favorite books, and then I also did a video of all the books that I read. Not doing that this year. I'm only doing favorite reads because now that I'm fully working at a bookstore, I read a lot of books that I don't like and I don't want to mention. So we're only going to mention the banging 5-star reads, and I am very, very picky with a 5-star. Like, it has to be, for a 5-star for me, it has to be a book that if I was an author, I would write. Like, I would be happy writing that book, you know? Like, for a 5-star read, that means there are no edits that I would make. No character changes, like, it is simply a perfect book. So without further ado, I think I have 13 5-star reads of 2023. So let's just hop into it. First, I don't have a physical copy of the first 5-star read that I read this year because it was a workbook. I read it for the thriller book club that we do at work. It was so good. All the Dangerous Things, Stacey Willingham. So good. So I'm not your typical thriller girly. I literally do not read thrillers ever unless they're recommended specifically to me. But with this new book club, it's thrillers and horror books, so I read a little bit outside of the comfort zone. For a girly who will not read any scary books at night because I don't want to have to turn off my light after reading something so terrifying, perfect thriller for those girlies. It was the perfect amount to keep you on the edge of your seat without it being like overly gory and dark. Absolutely perfect. I haven't read her other book, but I really would like to. I've heard this one is her best, and then she has a new one. She just announced her book tour for her third book that's coming out next year. So I will also be reading that. This is the type of book that I read it, and then as soon as I finished it, I was like, boom. Like, I have to get my parents to read it. My dad read it. I think he gave it a 4-star, and then my mom didn't get to read it because my dad spoiled the book while he was reading it. So, thanks. Let's move to summer vacation. So, one of my friends that worked at the bookstore said, you need to read this book. We got a little advanced reader copy in, and she was like, this is literally a fan fiction. You need to read it. Say less, girly. I'm reading it. So I brought it to the beach. Absolutely perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect. Could not say a bad thing about this one. I bought the copy. I fully pre-ordered it after I read the arc. I just sat there and this is one of 2 books that I read in one sitting this year. I'm talking sun up to sundown. I read this book. I did not eat. I did not drink. I did not sleep. I read this book. Physically could not put it down. Absolutely perfect. So we have a dual POV, we have dual timeline, we have second chance romance where he has been pining over her this whole time. Love. He has a tattoo for her. Love. That was me throwing up because of how much love I have from this book. So good. She has a new book coming out, I want to say April or June. Sometime like spring, summer. I hope I can get my hands on the arc of that one because I absolutely love this so much. Need to reread it. Love. We have a wedding planner and we have a florist. Like, Absolutely perfect. Like, it sounds like a Hallmark movie. It kind of is, but better. Absolutely. Like, if you take one book from this book video to read, please make it this one. Like, read it. Please. Don't judge the book by its cover. If you don't like cartoon people on your cover, read it. Now, next one has been so controversial. It has been so controversial. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to hear it, you know? I like what I like. I don't have to say anything about it because everybody and their second cousin's dogs have read this. So I'll just say it. I loved it. It was perfection to me. Was it the most complex book? No. Was it the most revolutionary book? No. I loved it so much though. This book is the only thing that's made me feel a fraction of what I felt for ACOTAR. And that's just it. Did I read the second one as soon as it came out? Yes, I pre-ordered it. It came in, I was sad. You know, I'm still reeling from that. I finished it a couple weeks ago. Yes, I'm still reeling because it wasn't good. I will not be reading the third one, and if I do, it's not going to be on release day. It's going to be if I just am in the mood to just read a random book. But I will not be reaching for it. I will not be buying it. But this video isn't about those books. It's about this. I loved it. If you love boarding school, romantasy, there's dragons. Don't be scared of the dragons. I was scared of the dragons. I saw the dragons on the cover. I said, absolutely not. It works. It works. That's all I'm gonna say. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. I will not let the second book take away the love I have for the first one. It's not a series. It is a single book. Don't look at my not sprayed edges. I don't have the dragons on the side, okay? Next 5-star read. Oh. Can you not? Happy Place by Emily Henry. Funny story. This entire year, well, I guess half the year because I read it in January. I read this in June. As we're doing our like reading wrap-ups and our favorite books of the year at work, I've been telling everybody that I hated this book. I clearly need to reread it because everybody that's been picking it up, I'm like, not worth it. That's my least favorite Emily Henry. Hated it. Literally hated it. And then I was looking through my Goodreads to find my 5-star reads. Absolutely loved it. Whoa. It was probably my longest review on Goodreads this year from how much I loved it. I supposedly loved the characters. I related so much to the main girlie. I loved the undertones of the societal pressure to be perfect and how she had her dream job, but it turned out not to be her dream job, and her friends were so supportive of her. So I clearly need to reread that. I don't have my copy with me because my neighbor's borrowing it, but as soon as I get that back, I need to reread because this has genuinely never happened to me before where I have a 5-star read and I think it's a 1. Like, I do not recall this book at all. I think I read it at the beach, so that could also be not a 5-star read, just a 5-star location. So we'll see. We'll get back to you on that one. Then I would say my favorite book of the year. I was gonna save this for the last part of the video because I think this is my favorite book of 2023, but it felt weird to go out of chronological order, so we have a little middle moment. I loved it. I literally loved it so much. Done and Dusted, Lila Sage. Her first book, debut novel. Her second one, Swift and Saddled, was a 4-star for me. I read the arc. It was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Her third one comes out next November, Lost and Lassoed. Can't wait to read that one. I was thinking of what to say on this, but I think the only way to do this book any amount of justice is to just read my Goodreads review that I wrote immediately after finishing this book, because that is my raw reaction to the perfection that this book is. Did I order this? The signed copy? Yeah. She was doing signed copies with her local bookstore. Obviously I'm gonna do that. Love you, girl. Anywho, here's my review. Well, doggone. This book was like some fresh churned butter on a homemade skillet of cornbread. Cover to cover, this book was absolute perfection. Don't know why I haven't picked up cowboy romance books before, because I love honky tonks more than I love most people. And get this, the main one owns a honky tonk. Yup. Sold. The tension between them and the brothers' best friend trope, mixed with the hard exterior but such a softy on the inside cowboy. Cowboy emoji, clap emoji, praise emoji. Obsessed. And I will be reading the next book when it comes out. Already did. Also, the cover slays. Anywho, I'm gonna go work on my playlist that I made for Luke's Honky Tonk Now. Remember what I said about Forget Me Not being the one book? Maybe make it 2 books. Please read this. Don't judge the book by its cover again, because my mom saw the cover and she's like, what are you reading, girl? Trust me, if you're a hockey romance girly, then you've read The Deal. If you're a cowboy romance girly, you need to read this. If you've ever read Elsie Silver, you need to read this. I haven't read Elsie Silver yet. Molly, if you're watching this, girly, I'm getting on it. Okay. I have them right behind me in my closet of books. I'm getting to it. I'm finishing the Four Horsemen series, and then I'm on it. Love, 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 love. And I made them buy it at work, and we've sold out once, and we're gonna sell it again, girl, because love. The Coven. We were at a bookstore, and Molly just said, girlie, I think you would like this. It was $15. It's about witches. I like the cover. I said, sure, why not? Whoa. Perfection. Like, if I would have written a book, like, if you want to know what my high school fantasies were about, it was this book. It's literally a boarding school of witches, and her soulmate is Lucifer. Yeah, I know. It sounds jacked up. I literally feel like I wrote this book, though. Like, it's perfection. She's an earth witch. What am I? Capricorn. I would be an earth witch. She's so powerful, and then the devil himself falls for her. Whoa. So good. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Read the second one. Also, it was a 4-star. Maybe it was a 3-star. I think it was a 3 or a 4-star. It was good. We have the Windy City series. I read the first one because it's a hockey romance, and I said, girly, I love hockey, I love romance, I love hockey romance. Didn't love it. It was a 3-star. Like, it was so fine, but it was, like, I didn't need it. So I was like, you know what? I really want to like the series because I liked it, it just wasn't amazing. And Molly was like, girl, just stay with it. So I did. So I got the basketball one. Well, I got the basketball one on Kindle because I got the hockey one in paperback, and I said, well, now we're just going to get it on Kindle because I probably won't like it. Oops. This is a perfect book. Like, actually perfect. I know I keep saying this about all the books, but it's perfect. So we have a basketball player. Really shy, keeps to himself, stays in the apartment. The girlies, best friends. with his sister. Well, PA. She's his live-in PA. So we already have the forced proximity. Then he's newly captain of the basketball team. So the manager's like, I really don't love you. Like, I feel like you are such like a lone wolf. You go to your apartment, you stay at your apartment, you leave for practice, you leave for your games, you go back. So he's like, literally, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I have a girlfriend. Who's your girlfriend? We got fake dating, y'all. We got she falls first, he falls harder. Love. So good. I just love it. I love it so much. And it reminds me of the Megan Quinn book I just finished. He's not... I always get the name wrong. He's not my type. You couldn't see it. That's okay. He's not my type, Megan Quinn. Literally just finished it an hour ago. But her apartment floods, and so she has to live with him, and they don't know each other. And they're just like, he has such a big crush on her, and he's like, oh, I guess you could live with me. I just love when they're forced to live together, and then obviously we know what happens, y'all. One of my friends said, you know what series I'm so obsessed with? The Four Horsemen series. And I was like, I mean, I've heard of them, but I never was like, okay, I need to read this now. So it's just a romance series with the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So I picked up Pestilence, the first horseman. I try to explain my love for this series almost on a daily basis, and I still cannot put into words why everybody needs to read this series. I love it so much. The main girl's name is Sarah, and it's spelled the wrong way, and I still love it. It's just, they're the Four Horsemen, so they recently got their mortal bodies. Well, they're still immortal, but they're in, like, bodies instead of just, like, beings. And so they've never experienced humanity or, like, mortality before. And so these little mortal girls, with each of the horsemen, comes across their path, and with Pestilence, he's like never eaten before, he's never drank alcohol before, he's never like done anything, and so he is such a little baby boy. When she has him drink alcohol for the first time, he's like, ugh, this tastes disgusting, and then he gets drunk for the first time, he's like, this is kind of fun, I see why you humans do this all the time. He's just such a baby boy, and I love it because he's literally killing off the entire world. But then he gets a little dweek in him, and he's like, ooh, this is so fun. I love it. I did read War. I didn't love it. It got a little misogynistic at times, and more of like a I own you kind of vibe. Don't love that. But then I read Famine. Love Famine. He was like pesty, but like a little bit more spicy. Like a little, he wasn't quite as baby boy. He was more of golden retriever vibes. They met before, because they can die, but they don't stay dead. Like, they can die temporarily. And so the first time she meets him, he's dismembered on the side of a, like literally on the side of the highway. So she puts his body parts like back where they should be, and then he like slowly heals back up, and then he obviously leaves her to go kill the world. But then he comes back into her like new city. A few years later, he doesn't remember her. She kidnaps him and is like, dog, you don't remember me, the one person that helped you ever? And he was like, that was you? That was the only thing, like, it almost got down to a 4 because I was like, you don't remember me. That's rude. But once he remembered her, he was like, oh my god, you're the girly, I literally love you so much. So that was cute. I'm currently like 75% of the way through Death, the last Horseman book. Love it. It's a 4-star. It's not gonna be a 5-star. I was gonna finish it before this video, but I know it's like a solid 4. It could drop down to a 3. Probably not. It's probably gonna stay at a 4. Yeah, I was gonna include it in this video, but it's not a 5. It's good, don't get me wrong, but the first, I wanna say like 200 pages, it's her chasing him, him chasing her, them meeting up, him saying, why don't you stop running from me, I love you, her saying, I gotta leave, bye, or her catching him, killing him temporarily just for him to find her. Like, it went a little too long of no plot, just chasing. So it's gonna be a 4 probably. Then randomly we got this graphic novel in. Oh, don't focus on me. We randomly got that graphic novel in at work. I saw the aliens on it, I was like, sure, why not? So good. I know it's made for kids, or like written for kids, but it was such a good book, especially for a fellow cryptid lover, because people don't understand it, and they'll judge you for liking fake things and supernatural and monsters and be like, why are you like that? And it was all about just like being true to yourself. And this girlie and her whole family, they go to Roswell, New Mexico every year, and they just like stay out and try to find aliens. And I think that is so sweet and so cute, and I love that. And the other family, the son is like, you know, my parents are literally cuckoo, and your dad is cuckoo too, because he said he was abducted by aliens, okay? And then she's kind of like, yeah, I know, he was kind of weird, but then she like grows into it, and she's like, well, this is actually like, this is my family, and I'm proud of them, and I just love that so much. It was a really cute read. Then we got the baseball, but oh my god, my battery is flashing right when we get to the finale. We got the baseball version of the Windy City series. So good. I prefer baseball over basketball, so naturally it was more entertaining for me. But it's also not that sports heavy for sports weary girlies. It's just a good romance story. He's a single dad, she's the live-in nanny. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're just the live-in nanny. Literally, you mean nothing to me. Yeah? No? Hold on, Molly's here. BRB. Alright, Molly came over to deliver me her mom's Christmas present to me. Cane shorts, love them. Also, my favorite dog's mom dropped off an ornament to her for me. So love that macaron ornament. Love this book. Nanny, single dad, baseball player. Read it. My light's still flashing, but I want to finish this video on 1 battery. Love this book. Worth it. Read it. Then I read Wildfire, this graphic novel. No. Then I read Punicorn, this graphic novel from work. So cute. Loved it so much. Then I also read Wildfire, another graphic novel, not the hockey romance. Loved that one too. Both great reads, but also for kids, but just like they were good reads at work. Highly recommend. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the new year. I would like to film more in the new year. This year has just been crazy with like real deal work, but I really want to pick up the camera more and film more. So yeah. Here's to 2023, going into 2024. Fingers crossed for 13 or more 5-star reads. Thanks for watching. Love you so much. Bye.